Okay, so my story. So I just want to give a bit of background of who I am. So I'm Shoshana, 25 years old, and I made Aliyah with my family when I was 9 years old. And I'm a triplet, so 2 brothers and me, the only girl. And I think from a young age, you think that growing up with 2 brothers the same age as me, I would turn out to be like a tomboy, like sports. But from a young age, I felt like I was different, and I was like, no, I don't like what you guys are doing. Like,
that's weird stuff.
I want to play with makeup and play with dolls and dress up.
A real princess.
I was like a real princess, and I think it shows like nature versus nurture. Like my nature was very strong.
From when you were born.
From like, yeah, I was just always very like knew who I was. You know, I really relate to what you said about having issues in school, because even before I moved to Israel, even in America, I would need to be taken out of class. And then when I moved to Israel, I didn't even know Hebrew, and then it was even harder. And I was in a small class for high school, 10 girls. I just felt like I didn't fit into this system. And then I'd say like around 14, 15, I started to really get into makeup. And like for the first time, I felt like this is where I belong. Like this is something that I'm good at. This is where I can express myself. This is where I shine. I started to bring my makeup to school, to high school. And I would do...
It wouldn't pass in my high school.
Yes. I don't know how they let me. They're very nice. You know, my school was also a bit Haredi back then.
Okay, back then maybe.
Yeah, today I think it's less. But somehow they let me. Actually, a girl texted me yesterday. She wrote to me, hey, you look familiar. Have you, like, did you go to Ahavat Israel? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm pretty sure you did my makeup. And I'm like, oh my god, was it any good or was it horrible? And she's like, oh, it was actually pretty good. I was like, okay, that's surprising because I was not very good back then. But she just really reminded me when she texted me of like, I would literally
this
is what I did. I would bring my makeup to school, do makeup at school, come back from school. I had like a little vanity desk with a mirror and everything, do makeup on myself for hours while, you know, watching YouTube tutorials and all that. And then like have like a full glam look, wash it all off, go to sleep and repeat the next day. And I think I really fell in love with makeup because, first of all, I had a natural talent for it. It was just so me, and it was somewhere where I felt like I could shine. And as I would do my makeup, you know, in the mirror after school, I would always dream about like, maybe one day this could be my career. I was just like, if one day I get lucky enough that this could be my career, I will literally like faint from happiness. Like if younger me could look at me now, she wouldn't, but like she would be so happy. When I was 17, I was already thinking what I want to do, and just like Var mentioned, like I had such a fear from university. I still am terrified of it. Like if I think of hell, that's university. Wow.
Same.
And you know, there's positive motivation, there's negative motivation, and because I had both of them very strongly, I had the positive motivation, which is this literally being my dream, and the negative of like literally being terrified of going to university. That's a lot of motivation right there.
Total.
When I was 18, I was in Shirt Leumi, and I actually had a makeup school next to that apartment. So I said like, this is a perfect opportunity. I'm living here for the year, very close to this makeup school. I might as well go to makeup school.
See, I'm learning new things. I had no idea.
I would be in Shirt Leumi 5 days a week, but Friday I had off. I would work in makeup. So I would like go into these Facebook groups of like photographers and people who want to do photo shoots, and I'd be like, I will do it for free. I just want to work. And back then my dream was to get into TV, fashion, all of that. That's a whole other story of like, oh my god.
So that was going that way.
I was going that way. The reason
not like brides and stuff.
No, not at all.
So interesting.
And the reason why TV and fashion was appealing for me is because I knew that to get brides, like you need to have your name out there, and it's slow, and it's with fashion. I was like, if you get into an agency, you have photo shoots all the time. It's not like you have to like find clients. You have a TV show, and the TV show is filming for 6 months. So for 6 months you have a job. I didn't succeed to get into the fashion, but later on in life, I actually got in. I started doing TV and fashion, and I hated it.
Oh my god, you hated it.
And I was like, this is why Hashem took me to the other direction of bridal and made me fail in this, because this was not what I was meant to do. Wow. Honestly, remember I told you before I sat down that my story is so long? Yeah. Because I have so many. I have that.
But I didn't even know all this.
I have that whole year period from like 19 to 20. I knew to get into fashion TV, I need to start climbing the ladder. So I'll start by trying to be an assistant. And I knew that these fashion jobs, you have to be on set in Tel Aviv at 4 a.m. And I didn't have a car. I was a 19-year-old girl. I didn't have money for rent, to pay Tel Aviv rent.
Right.
How am I going to do this? So my parents actually, they paid for my brother's yeshiva. We support the idea of learning Torah, so we're going to pay for it because we see the value.
Okay.
So I thought all I have to do
Convince my parents
is to go to a midrasha, and then they'll pay for it. But then I have to, and then I'll have free rent. And I'll be able to live in Tel Aviv. I was like, are there any midrashah in Tel Aviv? And I did research, and there was only 2 midrashot in Tel Aviv. I think the first one, I tried to get in, but they didn't accept me or something, I don't know what happened there. They didn't have room. And then there was only one left, and I was like, please, I need to get in. So the midrashah was called Beit Shoshana, which was hilarious. So I was like, okay, it's meant to be. Like, it has my name. Totally. What's amazing about this midrashah was the classes were only at night for 2 hours. The whole day, you're free. I was like, this is perfect. And my parents paid for it because, it's Torah. It's a midrashah. And I was like, I found a way. I'm gonna go into fashion. I started hitting up every fashion artist that I knew, trying to be their assistant. One of them took me for only once, and I guess she didn't like me, so she didn't continue with me. Then I tried to be with another assistant, and then she didn't take me. I tried to work in any makeup store. And none of them accepted me. Not Sakara, not MAC, not Bobbi Brown, not Beauty Care, not Super. Literally, no store accepted me. And I don't know why. Maybe I looked young. Maybe I didn't. They felt like I didn't know how to sell. Who knows?
What drove you to be like, I'm doing this? Doesn't matter how many takes it takes. It's a lot. My journey was long. Yeah. But I never felt that failure, door slams in your face again and again. And in the meantime, I wasn't finding assistant jobs because none of the people I assisted wanted me, and I didn't get accepted to any of the makeup stores. So I was pretty much jobless, and I was like, my whole strategy, as you were saying, having a strategy, my whole strategy was to become an assistant. But that not
didn't work.
Were you depressed? Were you depressed?
It was really hard. Yeah.
A lot of places they could have said, I know this is it, but it's not happening for me. It's not. And I was like, I did everything. I literally moved to Tel Aviv. I found a way to make it happen. I messaged every makeup artist that I know on planet Earth, and none of them want me. And the whole thing was also, you had a purpose, and now suddenly it wasn't the purpose wasn't there. And you're
what am I doing here? Yeah, exactly. That's when I, you
quit the
whole. I quit, and I moved back to my parents.
I'm saying, in any point of that in that year, you could have said, God is showing me all the, the doors are closing.
That's honestly, for the first 4.5 years of me trying to get into this industry, I almost felt, I know this sounds crazy because I'm religious and I believe in God, but I almost felt like God was telling me, Shoshana, this is not your path. And that's why I'm closing these doors, because it felt so
that's believing, by the way. That's not believing.
Wait.
I see what you're saying.
And I almost felt like I looked at God and I was like, that's very nice.
That's what you think.
That's what you think. No,
this is it.
This is it for me. And I almost felt like God, my will power through my mindset. And I used to tell this to my parents, to my friends, to people who would talk to me because I was, not successful, and they were trying to say, maybe you should do this, maybe that, maybe the makeup isn't such a good idea. And I literally told them, even if it takes me 10 years, even if I'm not successful for 10 years, that's fine.
You know what that means?
I'll wait for 10 years.
It's not easy. I know a lot of people that would break down. Because also it's a sense of failure. I want this so much. What is going on? Why is this not happening for me? I don't know if the Instagram was then already, but maybe you've seen already, girls that just started and they're already, making it, and you're like, what's going on? I know I'm talented. I know I have this.
Don't get me wrong. There were times that I doubted that I would ever succeed. People are like, oh, you believed in yourself. But I'm like, no, I didn't know anything. I was like, maybe I won't succeed, but I gotta try. I didn't believe
that's going back to that, this is it. I don't have anything else.
So, okay, that is literally just that year. The beginning. Then there's another 4 years of failures until I became successful. But
so no, continue.
Okay, so what happened? So I would work all these kind of terrible jobs while trying to become successful in my business, and I would have a client every 3 months. Okay, so then after having a bunch of terrible jobs, I finally got a normal job, which was being a secretary for like security. So I would like also answer the phone, but also watch cameras, make sure, you know, there's no crime or no issues, and be in touch with the police. And it was a very like comfortable desk job, and I worked in that for 2.5 years. And those 2.5 years in between answering the phones and stuff, I would be working on makeup and on Instagram, and I brought my doll, my hair doll, and I would, you know, braid her hair and everything and do curls. And I would like advertise on Facebook at work and edit videos. And like whenever I was working at the secretary job, I would be working on my business at the same time.
Wow.
And I had friends and they were both going to university. And one time they sat me down and they're like, Shoshana, we love you. And I know they did this out of love, and I don't hold anything against them. And they're amazing people, but they kind of did like an intervention of like, we love you, and like, we just don't want you to be stuck at this job for the rest of your life. Like, you need to wake up. This makeup dream is cute and nice, but like,
wake up,
you know. And shortly after that intervention with my friends, I saw that Inbal Bensor, which is a very successful Israeli hair and makeup artist for brides, was looking for an assistant. I was like, here's the thing, this is nothing new. Every single makeup artist that I ever saw on Instagram that was looking for an assistant, I would send them a message.
This is after like texting a lot.
This is nothing new. I texted Inbal and I thought, you know, this is just going to be like everyone else. She's not going to answer me. She's not going to hire me. But this time I was like, no, like, I need to stand out. I know that there's going to be another 15, 20.
Like, my strategy needs to
change. There's going to be tons of girls that are going to want this position as her assistant. This is, I mean,
she was a big, yeah,
she is very big. Yeah. How, I need to stand out. And so I decided to write in the message, a very crazy message. And she did say it scared her. But the main thing is that I stood out, that she noticed me.
Well, that's awesome. I think it's very important in this world.
I was just kind of
what
like,
did you write?
I told her a little bit about myself, but I didn't really make it about me. I just said, Inbal, I'm going to make your life so much easier. I wrote a list of like a million things. I'm going to sharpen your pencils. I'm going to wash your brushes. I'm going to bring you coffee in the morning. I'm going to show up early. I'm going to show up at 5 in the morning. I'm going to do this, like a long list, and like it seemed really fanatic and crazy.
But she
saw it. And she did say that it scared her, and she almost didn't take me, but her husband was like, no, she's a good one. She's a keeper. You should take her. Wow. Yeah, so thank you, Inbal's husband. Anyways, so I was so nervous. I wanted to be perfect for her, and I'm sure I made a lot of fadichot, but I started being her assistant, and she was amazing to me. Like, I felt when I came to work, she saw you. She saw me. She was like, did you eat? Like, are you okay? Like, she would like be like my mother. Like, did you eat? Did you drink? How are you feeling? She's a very, very special person.
It was like so amazing.
Yeah, I told her that I felt like Hashem sent her to me. You know, like.
Did you ever tell her what he went through?
Yeah. I don't know if she knows my whole story, but I did write to her that I was in a really. I told her that I was in a really dark place before I met her. I felt so hopeless, so lost, so. Wow, and like she changed everything for me. And I just remember the days with her were so much fun because. I mean, her brides are very, you know, high-end Tel Aviv, very, you know, that's, you know.
It's fun to see different.
And they would always have such good food.
So you your standards became very high, like what?
Very high. I wouldn't bring food to work because I knew I was going to be fed there. And I would watch her, and she taught me so much. I remember I would do photo shoots, and I would send her the photos, and she would tell me what to improve.
Wow.
And
how long was this?
This was only for a few months.
Wow.
Because she was pregnant, and then she had to stop working because of the pregnancy, and so she couldn't. I thought I would be with her for longer, but just being with her for a few months changed my entire life. One day we were in the car, and she kind of told me, Shana, like, I want the best for you, and I could just say like, oh, everything's okay, but I want to be honest with you.
You're gonna have to do hair.
If you want to succeed, the only way is to do hair. And I was thinking, first of all, I'm bad at it. But second of all, let's say I could be good at it. I hate it. Do I want to do something I hate? And so I just thought about it, and I said like this. If I don't try to do hair, if I don't try every option to succeed, I'm going to regret it. So I said, I'm going to learn hair. I know I'm going to fail because I don't know how to do hair. I know I hate it. But at least I know that I did my best. I finished hair school. I realized, yeah, I hate hair. But if doing one thing that I hate enables me, doing something that I hate enables me to do something that I love, which is makeup, maybe, that's worth it. Then after a few months, I started getting good at hair, and I started even enjoying it. I was like, wait, what the heck is happening? Me enjoying doing hair? And anyways, today you can look at my Instagram.
Oh my
I'm
God,
obsessed with low buns.
So funny, yeah.
Now give me a low bun, and I'm a happy girl.
Wow.
And I love, doing makeup and hair and being in charge of the whole look of the bride and bringing it all together.
Wait, so what are you going to show us?
So I want to show you this. Oh my this is my own little makeup magazine. I want to tell the story. This is a physical reminder for me. I always look at this, and I kept this copy to remind me what I went through and where it came from. I told you that I had a bunch of jobs. I was a waitress, I was this and that while I was trying to become successful. I anyways need to work and make money. I might as well choose a job that will somehow help me go into the makeup industry. Okay, where can I work? Maybe a wedding hall. I found a wedding hall to work at. My job was to basically the couples that would come to check out the hall to see if they want it or not. You would give them
You would greet them?
I would greet them. So you would give them premium service. I would come, I would give them drinks. Really? Then I'd be like, here, come, you can sit here, and treat them very well. And then after an hour I'd come and I'd give them food, and I would be there to serve them. That was basically my job, and
it's food also, so
yeah. And I ate really good food there. I
was whoa, Shoshana, now I understand your need for good food.
I realized that whenever I would lead them to the couch area to sit and wait for whoever's going to meet them, there was always a few magazines on the table, and the wheels started turning, and I was like, I need to print a magazine, a makeup magazine, with my number and my everything of all my work. And when the couples there are sitting waiting for the guy to come and they flip through the magazine, they're flipping through my makeup magazine. And then they're going to take me and I'm going to get brides. I'm going to get customers. I thought
this was from your course. I am shocked.
And I put it there, and I was
did you ask, or you didn't have to ask?
Well, I worked there, so I was like, hey, it's cool that I put this. And they're like, yeah, sure. I printed 50 of these. And I would put them at the wedding halls. At the time, I didn't have a license, so my brother and father, thanks to them, they would drive me to all these halls, and I would put it there. So in my mind, I was like, you know what? This is going to be my big break. This idea, couples are going to look at this, and I'm going to start doing makeup, and I'm so excited. And it was a complete failure. I didn't get one phone call from it. So sad. And
so meanwhile, you're working in another place.
So I'm
doing a little bit of makeup, but you feel like it's not expanding. And
it's not expanding. Nothing's happening. So again, I would wear a full face of makeup to this wedding hall, and as I would serve the couples, when they left, I said, "Hey, by the way, just want you to know that if you need a makeup artist for your wedding, even if it's not for the bride, but for the family, for the milavot, whatever, here's my card, here's my Instagram. You could see the makeup on my face. This is kind of the look that I specialize in. Feel free to contact me." And so I would advertise myself to every single couple that came in there, and they were very sweet. Israelis are very nice. They were very sweet, but the look on their face was
wow, that's weird, man.
Oh, that's sweet. She's a waitress and she thinks she's a makeup artist. And it was so humiliating because I was
very hard.
I'm trying everything. What?
This is not easy.
Yeah, not easy.
To put yourself in so many
vulnerable and putting yourself out there. Moments. It was really hard. So anyways, after 4.5 years of hard work, I finally got my big break from being the assistant and learning hair, and then things rolled from there. And that's yeah. So when I say that when I drive to work, and I can't believe that I'm driving to work, and I can't believe that my dream job is my dream from my teenagehood is coming true. It's
after everything you went
through, because it really I didn't know, I wasn't sure it was going to happen for me. This
is not so many years to go through so much. You know what I mean? It wasn't even okay, here, this worked, this didn't. It was a lot of failure until it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel it was for you.
And the stories
when do you think it was when did you feel okay, wow, now I have a lot of jobs and okay,
when did I feel that
successful? Shift? I was wait, wow, this is happening. Something's happening. Suddenly.
Yeah, I think when I start. The time, this will tie us to when we worked together. That job that I worked with you, that was when I felt like I'm starting to become successful.
I remember they said that you're learning the hair also, and that was in the middle of your hair course, or you finished? No, you already finished.
I think I might just have finished.